Step on board with us as we head to the outer Great Barrier Reef on this custom 56-foot sports fishing weapon in the pursuit of giant black marlin. While living aboard for 7 days, we catch 10 epic fish and explore this remote part of the reef. Hi, we're Luke and Kath, and together with our dog Hank, we are All Time Adventure Co.
So babe, are you excited?
Yeah, feeling pretty pumped now we're on the road. But yeah, it'll be a big day today. I'll feel good when I get on the boat. Got up at 3:30 this morning. We're heading all the way from Caloundra on the Sunshine Coast all the way up to Cooktown in Far North Queensland. We're going to get on board Kekoa, which is a 56-foot O'Brien game boat. We're going to leave from Cooktown tomorrow morning early and head out north of Lizard Island onto the outer Great Barrier Reef to a group of reefs called the Ribbon Reefs, where we'll be fishing for giant black marlins. Check us in.
Good morning.
Good morning. 1,245 pounder caught yesterday and a lot of 800s, so 3 granders in the last 2 days.
And
Hopefully. Oh yeah, I've got me
Crocs at the airport.
I've got me Crocs on, I'm ready. Well, the hard part's done. We're on the plane.
Yep.
Now we just gotta get on the boat.
Well, no, get a hire car.
Oh, you can get a hire
And then
car.
drive to Cooktown.
And then you get the dogs. I'll see you soon, Kekoa. After a 2-hour flight, we finally touched down in sunny Cairns. We got our hire car and made the 4-hour journey north to Cooktown. When we finally made it to the dock, Kekoa was sitting there proudly, waiting for us to get aboard. Rafted up next to Kekoa were a number of other vessels from the Cairns Marlin fleet, all getting ready to get back into the action. The weather forecast for our trip was looking pretty promising and even had the potential for a glass out later in the week. This forecast is pretty unusual at this time of year, with the open ocean off Cooktown usually experiencing strong trade winds and big open ocean swells, making these trips really only suitable for seasoned seafarers and those prepared to battle the elements in pursuit of these giant fish. This is my second trip on board Kekoa. Unfortunately for our last trip, the ocean forecast was too rough for Kath and she had to remain behind. We put our gear into one of Kekoa's 4 cabins and signed all the paperwork in preparation for leaving the dock. Wasn't long until we were leaving the dock and the safe harbour of Cooktown and heading towards the outer reef. Conditions couldn't be better, and Kath was about to experience the Great Barrier Reef in all its glory. Luke opens up the throttles on the big girl's twin 1,000 horsepower diesel engines and we make our way to the edge. Kekoa is a Hawaiian word for warrior or the brave one. Appropriately named, she's an absolute fish fighting machine. At the helm is Captain Luke Fallon. With over 20 marlin seasons under his belt, he's one of the most experienced skippers in the country. It's late October and we're currently midway through the 8-week marlin season. Although the boys had been successful so far, they were yet to raise a big fish. Hopefully, now that Kath, our lucky charm, was on board, things were about to change. Along with Luke up in the tower, we've got Josh here and Zach. These guys are both very experienced fishermen in their own right. It wasn't long and we had reached the edge of the Great Barrier Reef. It is along this edge where the action happens. You don't have to go far and the ocean drops off to over 2,000 metres deep. No one really knows where they come from, but for 8 weeks a year these giant fish show up on this section of the reef between Cairns and Cooktown known as the Ribbon Reefs. During these weeks, this little bit of the ocean becomes the epicentre for blue water fishing around the world. Hooking a giant marlin on the Great Barrier Reef is high on the agenda of every fisherman that has blood running through their veins. Where they come from and where they go is a mystery, but what they do know is while they're here, they are breeding, and all this breeding makes them hungry. The aim of the game is to troll along this edge with big baits out the back, hoping that we raise a big fish and it takes our bait. In the terms of normal fishing, even the littler fish out here are big, but to be considered a giant, it really has to be 700 pounds or more. And then, once they get over 1,000 pounds, you're really going into the stuff that legends are made of, and that's called a grander. Boys down there,
Getting ready for the tuners to get on. And then you got Luke up there in the tower.
Once we get out into the ocean, our first agenda is to catch some fresh bait. We're chasing tuna and mackerel. It didn't take long and we were hooked up.
First fish.
So a nice scaly mackerel for some bait.
Nice.
So these boys will rig this up and they'll either make it a swim bait or a skip bait, and this will end up in the belly of a Black Marlin, hopefully something about 12 to 1500 pounds.
Yours is coming backwards or sideways, I think, Luke.
Oh, you got him on the side there.
After catching some fresh bait, the boys rigged them up and we got them in the water and the fishing had begun. Like all sports fishing boats, Kekoa is fitted with a set of outriggers. These are the big poles that hang out each side of the boat. Plus there is another mounted on the roof of the flybridge which is called the stinger. Chasing these big marlin, we're trolling 3 baits. First we have a big tuna right out the back hooked into the stinger. Then on the right hand rigger we have a scaly mackerel. Both the tuna and the scaly are rigged up to skip along the surface. We have another smaller mackerel called a scad. This scad is rigged up with some sinkers in it so it swims just under the surface. The stinger and the side riggers are designed to make sure the baits are skipping and swimming in clear water and to also keep them from getting tangled when the boat turns. The 2 boys on the deck are experts at rigging these baits and they spend their entire day making sure that they're swimming perfectly.
Yeah, mate. Good. Nice.
While the boys got the deck sorted, Kath and I hooked into a nice Wagyu burger for lunch.
Oh yeah. Wagyu. You got Wagyu. So we're starting to fish. Getting ready for the big dogs to come on, Kath. We had a nice burger today. Yeah, it was amazing.
Delicious.
You were just sitting here living the dream, eh?
Yep.
Living the dream.
With long hours of trolling, it's pretty relaxing. Here's Kath up on the flybridge, getting some fresh air, waiting for the action. It wasn't long, and we would be into it.
Let's go! Oh yeah, look at him go.
Once the fish hooks up, my job is to jump immediately into the chair and start fighting it while the boys get the deck prepared. The first thing they do is clear all the other lines and get the other baits out of the water. Then Luke, in the tower, motors the boat back slowly so we can gain some line and get the fish in. Once I've wound it back to the heavier leader line, the deckies jump on and grab it and wrestle the fish. Nice.
Monkey's off the back.
Ready,
Yeah.
Cracker.
Thanks, Luke. Fucking epic. First day. Yo.
This 150 to 200 pound fish was the perfect way to start the trip. The boys now took this time to give Kath a bit of a lesson in the chair in preparation that we might be able to convince her to get in and have a go.
Of like we're trolling these 3 big rods, so when we do get on, we got to bring the rod to you. All you got to do is
Sit
pick up
down.
the chair,
Yep.
so you got to be there.
Yep.
I'm going to be pushing it up like that. What we need to do is just grab these pips
Yep.
in tight.
Yep.
So normally with a fishing rod, you're using your hand up here on the rod, but you keep your left hand on top of the reel at all times. Sometimes people try to guide it like that, which is a fun jump. Yeah. So the 2 different types of techniques are either you're going to be bending your knees, and that's lifting the rod up, straight in the legs out. Yeah, so you can slide, or that's probably easiest. That's really easy to show you first. Yeah. But there's the other way. You straighten your legs out, you lean them back the whole way.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, that's the proper way to do it. Yeah.
And you'll feel it. The fish will load the rod up. So the rod will be loaded up.
Yeah, the weight
The weight of the fish will pull you.
What? You tell me.
Yeah, he'll tell you.
Yeah, we'll be.
They'll say wind.
But when he's like reversed and halving it, there'll be times you don't even have to pump the rod. You're just going to be putting it side and pump it again. Yeah. I'll tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, just yell at
I
me.
like pump. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So then you'll be in there like that.
Yep.
He'll put the rod in when you're ready, and you got to clip because the fish is going to be pulling on this.
Yep.
Yep. That's it.
There we go.
So that's a slide forward and back method.
Yeah. Okay. So now keep your legs straight. Hang down.
Forward wind.
Oh, like that. Yeah.
Superstar. That's it. So what you're doing is you're using your weight to pull the fish back,
Yeah.
right? And then when you lean forward, it's going slack, so you get,
Slack.
so you're getting a line back.
Get
Yeah,
the line
that's
back.
it. Yeah. All right, you got that sorted. Superstar extraordinaire. I reckon you got it sorted. You'll be a rock star by the end of the trip.
We're already moving stars.
Yeah, we're already movie stars. You know it, Kevin Costner. Thanks for that, Josh. Legend.
For some reason, here on the Great Barrier Reef, these big fish come on strong late in the afternoon. It's called the Arvo Bite, and it runs from 3 p.m. right through till sunset. The boys make sure the baits are skipping perfectly, and we sit back and relax and wait for a bite. It didn't take long, and one of the big reels started to peel line. This felt like a much better fish, and it wasn't long until it showed itself and we realised we were hooked up to a cracker.
Fucking burning. Woo! Here she comes.
Good job. Hell yeah.
Thanks, Luke.
Big fish.
That was a big fish. How big was that one, Luke?
This was a massive fish, and it's definitely what we were here for. However, it wasn't ideal. It was choking on the tuna and spat the bait right next to the boat. We had gotten the fish to the leader, so it was still considered a capture, and we were all pretty stoked.
That is the best fun you can have with your pants on. Totally epic. Adrenaline pumping. I was sick.
So how
Guys
big was
all
it?
2,000, easy.
Yeah, how big was the tail?
Oh, tail was at least 5 metres wide.
What, 5?
Nah, 850. Luke's calling 850. I know he's conservative, so I'm going to give it a 9. No? So, Luke doesn't want to brag being a skipper, but as the angler, I'm going to talk it up. Actually, the more I think about it, it could have gone. It could have gone. It might have been the number.
What, you're thinking what?
1,025, something like that, you know? 1,000 and...
What, 1250?
No, I don't want to exaggerate. But,
What do you think it was,
1,000
Kath?
and some change.
It was big. It was big.
1,000 and some change, okay? That's what I'm calling it. But by the time we get to, by 6 o'clock tonight, it'll easily be 1,500.
I was pretty excited. We'd finally seen one of these big fish in the flesh, and I had caught my first ever giant black marlin. The crew on Kekoa were also pretty pumped. It was my first day, and they had raised their first big fish of the season. To give some perspective on the size of this fish, the beam at the back of Kekoa is 5.5 metres wide, so you can really get an idea of how big this fish was. That concluded the first day of our trip. Luke opened up the throttles on the big engines, and we hauled ass back to our anchorage for the night. I don't think I could have planned a better first day for my trip. I was sitting here thinking about that big fish and hoping I'd get another chance to get a big girl and she would put on a better show. I sat down on the back of the deck, watching the sunset with Kath, reflecting on what an epic first day we just had. I really had to pinch myself to think about where I was, what we'd just done, and I was sharing it all with my wife. It couldn't have been a better day.
Epic day today, Luke.
Good day, mate. Well
Good
done.
day. Started with a 150,
Yeah.
then an 850, and you know what?
What?
If we had them up, we got over 1,000 pound of marlin today.
Oh,
So that's technically grand level, really. Thanks, mate. That was epic. It was just so good to see such a big fish first day. So, thanks, mate.
beautiful.
What do you reckon, Kath?
It's pretty good.
You have a good day?
Yeah.
How pretty is it out here on the reef? Yeah,
There's like no wind.
no wind,
Very subtle breeze.
beautiful sunset.
Luke fired up the barbecue and started cooking some steaks while Kath and I relaxed and enjoyed the golden hour.
Luke, I feel kind of guilty. Like, you caught me a marlin today. You spent all day up in that tower, and now you're cooking up steaks.
Yeah. That was good, mate, eh?
Mate, you are a lord.
Masaka.
Look at this little delicacy. This is a proper surf and turf.
After dinner, we got off to bed early and enjoyed a great night's sleep with the gentle sway of the ocean. Got up nice and early at 5:30, just watching the sunrise out here on the reef. A couple other boats
parked out here next to us. And I'm just keeping an eye on these trevally at the back here. Going ham, these guys, all night too. Throw anything in there, they just go rancid. Could throw a popper in there or something and I reckon you'd be on in no time. But there's a couple of good ones getting in there amongst them. Well, I'm up here this morning out on the back deck. A little bit overcast, which may hopefully benefit us with the fish. It's a real privilege just to be in a place like this and get to experience it, especially with such an amazing crew on such a great boat. Like, these guys are just on point. Right from the word get-go, Luke is just into it. The boys on the deck, they don't miss a beat all day. Those boys just put in the hours, and when it's game on and the fish hooks up, they just click into another gear, and it's just a amazing sort of thing to watch how they do it. You know, when you think you're a good fisherman or you think you know what you're doing, these guys just turn it up a notch. And every day I'm just seeing stuff and learning stuff. And you know, 46 years old, and you've been fishing your whole life. You see these guys do stuff. Just sometimes it's just simple things, but yeah, they're just totally switched on, totally on point, and it's just so good just watching them work the deck, just watching the way Luke drives the boat, just the way he moves it around, marking fish, manoeuvring, and then just when a fish is on, the way Luke drives the boat is just insane. You know, these boats are big, they're powerful, but you know, he moves it around so smooth. It's very impressive. Really having a great time. My wife Kath's fully enjoying herself. This is a big experience for her. She's bitten off like a massive amount of effort to come out and do this and experience it with me. So super proud of her, because this is way outside her comfort zone, being all the way out here. She doesn't overly do well in offshore, so yeah.
Once everybody else got up, we had some breakfast and a swim at the back of the boat. Then I put the drone up and captured the reef in all its glory. Before we got underway, we had a quick chat with one of the other crews. They had caught and weighed an 1,125 pound fish a few days earlier and were pretty stoked to tell us all about it.
So we're on day 2 of our Kekoa trip. We're out at Ribbon Reefs number 5, just trolling for some bait this morning. Hopefully the fishing stayed good. Luke reckons he's found a bit of current further up north. It is hard to leave here where we know we've been marking big fish, but Luke reckons he's found some ground where the current's going to be good, so we're going to head up there and see how we go. So hopefully we get on it again, but it's been a great trip so far. Crew are awesome. Got Zach, Josh on the deck, they're just killing it. And obviously Luke up in the tower, he's just amazing. Putting us on the fish, so yeah, hopefully another good day, and check in tomorrow.
Cruising along the edge, eh babe? Look at that. It's the outer reef. And we're just trolling here for some scads. Get some bait. Before we get back on big gear, the heavy tackle, and chase some marlin. So when it comes to bait, fresh is best. And there's no shortage of it out here. But yeah, you can see the breakers over there in the distance. That's the edge of the outer reef of the Great Barrier Reef. Oh, they're on. There they go. That there is a marlin lolly. After getting the bait sorted, the boys continued to G-Kath up in the hopes of convincing her to have a go in the chair.
Got Zach here, and he's just about to give Kath some stretches to do, so she's got her arm all fired up for time in the chair today because she's on fish number 2, so Zach's just going to give you some workout, a little bit of aerobics Oz style. Aerobics done.
First of all, you got to give it like the speed one.
Good speed, like that. Get it up like that.
Loosen it up.
Loosen, mate. Go on, Kath. Want to see him? Yeah. Yeah. Then what's the next one you got to?
Get a bit of stretch.
Like stretch it out on that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, really use body weight on it.
Yeah, some body weight. Yeah.
And then I've got to get you doing some squats.
Come on, we got to go. Come on. Guys, yeah. You got to get you going. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you're all limbered up, ready? Fish number 2. You're on it. And she's going to blame you if she wears out, if she pulls a heartledge muscle.
Well,
her instructor here.
You're going to be sucking her when she gets the big one.
He can just use his elbow and I'll sit in the chair.
All right, we're all fired up.
I'm just hanging on to you.
We're all fired up here for a fish this morning.
Do that so I don't end up in the drink.
Thanks, man. Legend instructing. You're all pumped?
Yeah.
Yeah, show us that gun. Yeah.
Kath was feeling a little bit anxious and apprehensive about having a go in the chair, but the boys were doing a good job getting her prepared. With the bait skipping amazingly and Lizard Island in the background, the Deckies and I had come up with a plan. When the next fish bit, I was going to jump in the chair and pull out at the last minute, calling Kath in, leaving her no opportunity to chicken out. Blissfully unaware of our plan, little did she know she was about to catch her first marlin.
Cruising along the edge, looking for giants.
Through the hard times and the good, I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
In true Katherine form, she didn't hesitate, jumped straight in, and took all the lessons she learned from Josh and just nailed it in the chair. The boys and I were absolutely stoked watching her fight her first ever marlin. Josh was on the back, holding her into the chair, making sure she didn't go over the edge, while Zach was helping her guide the rod up slowly.
Doing good.
These two guys were absolutely outstanding.
Killing it, Kath. Good work. Yep.
After an awesome battle, it wasn't long, and she had the fish to the leader.
Going hard. It's coming up.
Keep cranking. Yeah. One hand nearly there. Okay. Just stay here, wait. Yep. Hold on.
After helping out Kath in the chair, Zach got on the leader, and when we got a look at Kath's fish, we realised it was a blue marlin. This stunning fish was all lit up in fluorescent blue. What an epic capture. I've caught loads of black marlin in my time, but I've never caught a blue. Somehow, these magical fish have eluded me. Up until this trip, the biggest fish I had ever hooked was a massive blue marlin 60 miles off the Sunshine Coast. On that trip, I was solo in my own boat, and after a 30-minute battle, the fish got off. This blue marlin was a first for me also, and I was pretty jealous. Kath was one-upping me with this beautiful fish.
Okay, I'm gonna come over. Awesome. Fuck yeah.
I was so proud of her. Her fitness coach, Zach, helped her up out of the chair and gave her a pat on the back for her effort.
That was hard.
That was hard?
Yeah, that was
You
really
did
hard.
so good. You did so good. That was
Thank you
epic.
to Josh and the boys.
Oh,
Josh made sure I didn't go overboard.
Josh made sure you didn't go overboard.
Yeah.
They did you good, eh? That was awesome. Oh, wow. That was a big fight. Woo! But hey, that was awesome.
Kath had only just gotten out of the chair and we were on again. This fish bit hard and peeled a lot of line. It was a hard one to stop. With the fish reluctant to surrender, Luke had to get pretty aggressive, backing the boat down hard so we could get it in. And the ocean was starting to get more nautical and we were going to get pretty wet. Getting hold of the leader, Josh copped a few waves in the face, but once he got it on the wire, this smaller fish had lots of energy and put on a pretty good aerial display. Once Josh had got it under control, Zach reaches up and cuts the leader close to the swivel, ready for release. Josh gets it in nice and close here, and then Zach comes over the top and cuts the line as close as possible to the fish so it can swim away. We'd only just celebrated this capture and we're on again. This bite was hot and my arms were about to get a workout.
That was my second fish in 15 minutes. And that one went fucking ham. I pulled it out of the line. Lou was backing up on it hard, we're fucking covered in water. It just wouldn't give me nothing. Good fight from that fish. I was epic. Oh my god. We're probably still going to get another one here. You're going in the chair, Kath.
Hell no.
If one comes in the next 10 minutes, you're in.
No way.
6 fish.
4 days.
4 days. Fishing's hot out here with Kekoa on the Great Barrier Reef.
What a cracking day of fishing in great conditions. We trolled the afternoon into the sunset for a couple more fish and then headed to the safety of the reef and our anchorage for the night. With the fishing hot and a couple of good fish already to the boat, the boys were in a good mood on the deck.
But then once you see one, you're like, that's what it looks like. You're like, yeah, oh yeah, oh, that's right. You know, straight out of the water. You're like, get what it's like.
One of the best parts of every day was getting up early and watching the sunrise over the reef. Every time it was surreal, and I actually had to pinch myself and be in the moment. to realise where I was, who I was with, and what we were doing. This was really an amazing place to be.
Well, Kath got her glass out this morning. Look at that. That's off the back. There's a bommy. We can just see in the water. Oh, you can even see that big fish down there swimming. What's that? It's absolutely glassed out here.
There's not a breath of wind.
Yeah. So good start to the morning, babe. And you're going to get another big marlin?
No, you're going to get your big marlin.
I'm getting a big one. That's definite. I'm 100% get one, but you'll get one?
Maybe.
After yesterday's fight, you're all pumped? Yeah, I know that look.
Luke's been coming to this anchorage for many years, and at the back is a nice big coral bommy, and it's home to codley, a giant potato cod which Luke has been feeding for many years. He's kind of friendly, and I tried to convince Kath to come in for a snorkel and see if we could feed him. After a quick inspection to make sure codley was the biggest critter down here, I finally convinced Kath to jump in the water and check it out. Codley was just hanging out under the hull, waiting to see if we produced anything for him to eat. He wasn't shy and quickly came up to check us out. Once he realised I didn't have any food for him, he went down to the bottom and started to sulk. Once I got a bit of bait from the boat and dangled it in front of him, we were best friends again. After giving Codley a feed, I took Kath and gave her a little bit of a tour around the bommy, checking out all the amazing fish. This was really cool to see Kath come and do this with me, because we weren't too far from the outer reef and the deep open ocean where there's lots of big sharks. Kath was quite scared and I was keeping a good eye out, so it was right outside her comfort zone to get in the water and drift further away from the safety and security of the boat. This was an awesome part of the trip. I got to point out a lot of really cool fish that Kath had never seen, and we swam around having the best time. The 360 camera that I'm using here to film gives a great view, but it doesn't have very good depth perception, so you can't really grasp how many fish there are and how big they are. But this little bommy and the reef was absolutely alive with fish and some crackers in there. I had seen at least 10 to 12 different species on this reef that I'd never seen before in my life. And I have been fortunate enough over the years to snorkel in some pretty magical locations, including the Mentawai Islands in Sumatra, Lombok and Bali in Indonesia, the Maldives, and a number of islands off the remote coast of Western Australia. Snorkeling I did on this reef was some of the best I've ever done. After getting Kath safely back to the boat, I ventured off further into the reef to explore and have a really good look around. The reef was amazing, vibrant, colourful and alive with so many little critters, fish and sea creatures. And it wasn't long until we found this amazing giant clam. As we explored around the reef, it just got more and more amazing. We were looking down in all these little crevices, caves and cracks, seeing all kinds of fish. It was an absolutely amazing experience, being able to look around this untouched, pristine piece of the Great Barrier Reef. The snorkeling was fantastic, but we were here to fish, and it wasn't long until Luke had Kekoa fired back up and we were back outside the reef, catching bait, getting ready for another big day of action.
Oh, fucking nice, eh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. Oh, it's a goodie. Yeah.
Here you go.
And now I'm just going to pinch it up.
Got it? Oh, Kathy, there. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
This beautiful looking Spanish mackerel was filleted up and we enjoyed it later that evening for dinner. While we were trolling for bait, we also caught this cracking yellowfin tuna which was pressure bled and put on ice for sashimi later. After capturing a couple of nice fish on the troll, Luke found some structure and we dropped the electric reels down so Kath could do some fishing.
There you go, 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 go. Oh, oh yeah. Go, Kath. Woo!
This was Kath's kind of fishing and it wasn't long and she'd brought up this beautiful coronation trout, this angry looking green jobfish and this absolutely stunning coral trout.
Mate, you're done this season.
With no luck on the coral trout last season, the boys were sticking it to Luke with a bit of banter. After a few drops and some good fish, the shark showed up and ruined our session. But we had plenty of good fish on board and it was time to head back out into the deeper water and get back into the marlin.
No wonder we're catching fish. Look at this, we're on boat with a wet foot. Because of a bowl. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. No wonder we're catching fucking fish. He's got wet feet, the bastard. Oh, he's half fish himself.
After discovering the deckies were part fish and part human, I knew we were in for a good day of fishing.
Josh,
Yo.
on some biggies today.
Fucking hell, double grand Thursday, baby.
It's DGT. Double Grandeur Thursday. Let's do it.
Once we got back out onto the edge, we put the baits in the water and started trolling, and it wasn't long until Luke had us back on the fish. After gaining some confidence from her first fish, Kath was keen to get back in the chair and give it another crack.
What's that? Yeah.
After honing her skills in the chair the day before, this time her technique was flawless.
Go, babe. You're killing it. You're doing so good, babe.
This feisty fish was putting up a good fight and those little arms were burning, but Kath hooked in and went head to head and gave it a good battle.
Good work, Kath. So good.
Under the guidance of the deckies, Kath fought it inch by inch and finally got it to the leader so we could get a good look at it. It was a stunning Black Marlin, and with this capture, she had now caught a black and a blue. With these two beautiful fish under her belt, I'm pretty confident Kath would be able to lay claim to being one of only a handful of women on the planet that have caught a Black Marlin and a Blue Marlin on the same trip to the Great Barrier Reef. With the conditions being so good and the fish playing the game, Zach was able to gently lead it around to the edge of the boat so Kath could get a really good look at this beautiful fish. Zach was able to hold the fish alongside the boat for long enough so I could get a photo of Kath and her fish. All the action in the chair had created quite an appetite. Josh got that yellowfin tuna out and started processing it into sashimi for a snack.
Feeding the beast. That's been on ice all night. It's tasty, eh? Unbelievable. Doesn't get any pressure than that. I was swimming on the Great Barrier Reef yesterday, being pressure bled, and then put on ice straight away. And she's ice cold this morning. Not frozen, just ice cold, and just perfect for sashimi. So yeah, he's doing a pretty good job here, slabbing this up.
I'm getting an itchy hand.
Why's that?
That big girl's coming.
Oh yeah! Woo! Call me a fish.
Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy.
After Lady Luck had a premonition and called me up a fish, little did I know what was just about to go down. Luke had marked a giant fish on the sounder. You can clearly see the big arch from the fish at 82.8 metres under the boat. Once the bait's trolled over, it turned and made a beeline for the tuna out the back, striking it within a matter of seconds. Not satisfied with just eating the tuna, it then went for the scad and swallowed it as well. After swallowing both baits, we now had this giant fish hooked up on 2 reels. The boys had the chaos on deck under control, and I jumped into the chair and started to battle my fish of a lifetime.
Hang on to him, Zachy! Hang on to him, buddy!
Hang on, big fella, go to the other side. Hold him, mate, hold him.
Legend! Fucking bang, bang!
After finally catching a giant black marlin, it was time to pack up the gear and head back to port in Cooktown.
So good.
The crew had prepared the rest of that yellowfin tuna into this beautiful platter of fresh sashimi, and it was absolutely delicious. With my belly full, I went out and sat on the back deck for a moment of reflection. I had an overwhelming feeling of satisfaction knowing that I'd achieved what I set out to do. In the world of blue water fishing, the size of an unweighed fish has been a hotly contested topic since God put a fishing rod in a man's hand. How big was it? I don't know. We'll never know. Unless you kill it and weigh it, you never really know. All I know is it was a giant. It was a proper Great Barrier Reef sea monster. For a few minutes, before she disappeared back into the deep, she shared with me a moment I'll never forget. Killing such an amazing animal like that, just to weigh it and know a number, seems like a shame. Letting it go feels much more rewarding. I will be sharing the story about this fish and my time battling it until the day I die, like the stories with Hemingway and the Old Man and the Sea. I'm just grateful I got this moment in time in such a beautiful location on the Great Barrier Reef. I got to share it with great people in a beautiful vessel and had the time of my life doing it. This was an amazing trip, one for the ages, and catching this big fish, it was a great feeling and a great achievement. But the best part of the trip for me was watching my wife push herself outside of her comfort zone and get in the chair and catch her first marlin. Watching her give 100% cranking that reel and then seeing the smile on her face after she'd realised what she'd just done, that for me was amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed the trip. Please give us a subscribe, even give it a like and a comment. Subscribing's free and it helps us grow our channel and we would really appreciate it. So thanks again. Cheers, Luke and Kath.